Not bad, not bad. Hey, what's up? So I just got done playing a live set on Maris's Instagram, about 25, 30 minutes. It should be up on their IGTV. If it is, I linked it down below. If it isn't, I should probably post about it more. Sorry I didn't give you a bigger heads up. But I figured, hey, I have all this stuff right here. Might as well talk about the setup and the set. It's really simple, easy to use. I used the Mercury 7 and the Auto Bit, of course, because they sound really good, and I was doing this for Maris. No idea why that just started. I think there's a ghost in here. Anyway, yeah, let's just talk about this setup and run you through it. It's very simple. All right, so I know I said this might be a little easy or simple, but I've been using these things for years, so it makes sense to me. It might be a little cumbersome, but the most important piece here to me is the Octatrack. It's my mixer and my main performance piece. It's literally a performance sampler. I prefer to call it a performance mixer, but I was doing a lot of weird sampling stuff in the middle of the live set as well. And the MPC in this case is, I just took a bunch of patterns and programs. A program you can think of as like a drum kit or a sample kit of songs that I've already made on here or the 4000, dropped them on here, repatterned them, added some last minute bass lines because I'm not using any synth here. I had a lot of bass MIDI, but I didn't have any MIDI sound, any bass sound sources. So I just threw a couple in and wrote some bass lines before I went live. And yeah, that's really it. I'm just kind of, you know what, let's press play. So we have 3 outs. Blue is Mercury 7, yellow is just the MPC, and these gray are the auto bit. If I mute track 1, we're only listening to the sample because that's going through this. So my sample, no matter what song I go to, is always going to be coming in on here. So if I say I go to All Night, wait for the song, and that's also coming through here. So I went individually into each, if I stop this, into each program, and I always set the output of whatever my sample was, in this case the All Night 2 and All Night 1. I had 2 variations. Those both go out of output 1, and output 1 is the Mercury 7, and that's coming in on C. And then A, B, and then C here. So track 3 is just a through track of C. If I go to sources, C, volume all the way up so we hear the entire input. The sample has a little bit of a weird grittiness, so if you hear like a noise, it's just the sample. So then if I mute that, I can unmute 1. And that's everything else but the sample, and everything else is just coming out of left and right. But what's cool here is I can send just this, if I cue it, and that little cue mute track trick thing that I did a while back, this video, I can send it to here, and then unsend it from there, if that makes sense. So send it to the auto bit, and then bring it back. And the auto bit is coming in on D, and I just have that over here just to not mess with. Normally I have these labeled. I didn't have time to label it before my set, but it's fine, you get the idea. So yeah, I can just do this, fade this in, unmute the sample part. And then of course you got your typical DJ crossfader style effects on the OT. So this is where it got really fun, was track 2. Let's make sure I don't have any crazy settings on here. So track 2 is always listening to the master. If I go into my record settings, it's listening to just A and B on the input AB, and it's also listening to track 8, which I have set to my master. That's in project, control, audio, track 8, normal or master, set it to master for me. That way I can resample the entire thing at once. Or the other way I could do this is on track 2, instead of pressing record 3, which would record my master, I could hit record 1, and that would record just the drums. So I can mute the sample and then just fade into just the drum part of this and bring in the next song. So listen to this. This is actually pretty cool. I was really happy with the way this worked out. So let's say I have this song right now, right? I can hit track 2, and then I'll hit record. It'll wait. Boom. That plus sign means it's recording. What is it recording? It's recording for 64 steps, and the quantized record is set to the pattern length. That means when I hit record, it won't start recording until the end of the pattern. So now if I go to the mixer, let me clear out this scene. If I mute these two, which is our MPC tracks, and bring in this is the recorded master of everything. So check this out. This actually worked out way better than I originally thought. I can now go onto the MPC while this loop plays and select the next song. And nothing happens. Awesome. So what I was doing here was, normally I build my scenes ahead of time, but in this case I was building the scenes on the fly just to kind of suit my need for that particular transition. So pressing play, I want track 1 and 3 when the scene is here. I set scene 1, scene 2. So A is 1, B is 2, and I'll clear them both. Clear, clear, and clear. So there's nothing on there. When I'm on A, I want the track 1 and track 3, which is this, to be fully quiet. When I'm on this side, I want them to be fully loud. And I want to do the opposite for the recorded version. I want the recorded version to turn down and filter up. And same with this. This is quiet. I want it to filter down, which is our drums. So let's see what we got going on here. We got a couple things. I'll bring the sample in as well. So, make sure to unmute. So we got this going on, and I can start fading in. Yo. Boom. DJ fade. Auto sync. Need no skill. So then I would go here, clear that, mute track 2, which is the recorded version of everything. And after I mute it, I would just go ahead and record whatever I'm playing now, because the beginning is a nice way to end the song. And I can just bring this back over. And then here on the MPC, I have Bad News 1, 2, and 3. They're just different parts. So if I take the kick out, mute this, and bring in the new part. Got a cheesy cowbell. And again, if I go to our mix now, I clear out this scene. If I mute, this is the recorded version of what we recorded at the beginning. I hope that makes sense. And again, I can then just start sending this around and doing some weird stuff with it. And let's say, so cool, now we're back to this. And what's cool is I could even record all that stuff into the master clip as well. And what's great here is I can get super weird. And if we mute the MPC and bring in the recorded version, I can add additional triggers. You hear that? It's just the same loop over and over. Watch, I'll add a couple random ones. We'll do this and we'll pitch some down. Copy that one around. I'll say, paste it here. Maybe there. And then if you want to get super weird techno, and again, while that's happening, that sounds kind of tight. We can go into our next track because those are muted. Again, go to our scenes, clear them. On A, a lot of times you can set this up and forget it, which is what I do most of the time. But again, here I want this to be quiet, quiet, loud, loud. This one, loud, quiet. Unmute those. And then I'll just go to our filter. And I'm fading into our next track. If I want to get super crazy with it, turn up this Mercury 7. Maybe Maybe send it to the auto bit. Tap, 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 tap. It's my new track, Breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs EP. It's on Spotify if you want to hear the whole thing. Do some pitch down stuff. Ooh. Again, clear this, mute that, bring it open. And we're clear, in the clear. Again, go here. Super simple. Well, not really. This is complicated as hell, but once you get used to it, just like anything, you just gotta practice. Then bring in the breakdown. Maybe pitch it up. Ooh, baby. In it to win it. Auto bit. Auto bit. Give me some of that auto bit. Auto bit. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Learn a ton of stuff. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I am very happy. I hope you're staying safe. Thank you again. If you want to support the channel, feel free to check out some merch. But honestly, you kicking it here is more than enough. I really appreciate you a lot. And yeah, you already know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace. Auto bit. Auto bit.